following is a special presentation of Sports South.
Their legend began on the beach and the dirt tracks of America. They graduated to the super speedways. And each man has a mental scrapbook of the ups and downs. Their faces reflect the intensity of those early days. Their heroics have laid the foundation for a sport. And their spirit, today, it's as strong as it was yesterday.
Everybody here is competitive and still got that spirit. They want to win. I don't think there's nobody here to come in just to play. They want to win the race.
Live from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 24 racing legends celebrating 5 decades of stock car greatness are about to kick off this Speed Festival that celebrates 35 years of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, which will culminate on Memorial Day with the 36th running of the Coca-Cola 600. Hello, everyone. Ken Squire topside, getting ready right now for the legends to roll on the quarter-mile track here. At this very moment at the track, the Winston Cup stars preparing for the Winston Select tomorrow night are getting their final licks in, and this will go to about 9:15. Already we've had qualifying. We're going to tell you that story shortly. Suffice it to say that Joe Gibbs is a mighty happy guy. We're delighted to be with you on Sports South to bring you all the action this evening as the legends return, gathering to fight it out one more time. Now, one of the legends usually is with us, the great Buddy Baker. But for the moment, Buddy Baker has headed trackside. He really wants to be in one of those legend cars tonight. So let's join him down there with his contemporaries.
You know, Ken, I have mixed emotions about this. I want to do the Legends race with you, but I kind of want to stay down here with my friends and maybe run in this race. What do you guys think? I'm going to leave it up to a vote with you guys. I think I'll leave my friends and go back to the booth where I belong.
Poor Baker. Just gets no respect. But I know you folks love him, and we're delighted to have him with us if they'll let him out of that room down there with all those other drivers. Now, what about the Legends cars, the cars they'll be using in this 35-lap race, run in 2 15-lap segments and then a 5-lap shootout? Well, to tell you the story about them, here's Bill Weber.
Thank you, Ken. Let's meet a Legends car. It's a 1,000-pound lean, mean racing machine. Under the hood on this car, a 1,200cc Yamaha motorcycle engine, 5-speed transmission, about 115 to 125 horses. Turn about a 19-second lap on this quarter-mile track. That's 70 to 75 miles an hour. 13-inch tires, 7-inch wheels, all the safety equipment you could possibly want in a race car, including the very important 5-point harness that will keep the driver strapped in that seat here tonight. They go through a real tight inspection. They'll check the ride height, the wheelbase, they'll check the rear end, they'll check the motors. It's a really tight setup, and it's really put the racing back in the hands of the driver. Now let me show you the 2 most important parts of this race car. Here's the second most important part. It's the rear bumper. It's put on here just like it is on a Winston Cup car. It's designed to absorb a blow. Now let me show you the most important part of this car. It's way up here at the very front. Yes, you guessed it. It's the front bumper, and it's designed to administer a blow. And Ken, with some of these famous names in racing here tonight, this thing may come in handy.
Oh, it's the old-fashioned bump and grind out here tonight. Short track racing with Bobby Allison, Pete Hamilton, Sam McQuaig, and a lot of other great stars. Stay with us on Sports South. And we're back with you live. Well, Baker, you made it up here. Huh? I thought you were going to get scalped down there with those guys. Tiger Tom Pistone looked like he was ready to take you on, and he only weighs about 98 pounds.
There was too much emotion. I think those guys really meant that thing.
Well, folks, here we are, Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 1.5 miles, and right now you see the elite of the Winston Cup getting ready for the Winston Select tomorrow night. Now, taking a look at qualifying from earlier, there it is. There's the car everybody is talking about. Earnhardt, not the man in black. Quicksilver Earnhardt. The question is, tomorrow night, will it be Quicksilver or the old gray mare, Baker, as we watch this run? What do you think about Earnhardt's chances tomorrow night to win in the Winston again?
Anytime Earnhardt's on the racetrack, he has a chance to win. And as well, anybody that's ever been to one of these races knows Look at this paint job. I mean, that's got to just intimidate people just to look in that rear view mirror. Hey, that's still the man in black. I don't care what color the car is.
Commemorating 25 years that RJR has been with Winston Cup Racing. Nice touch of the hat by Richard Childress and Dale Earnhardt, and what a beautiful looking car they brought out here. Some surprise to kick off these 10 days of May that end on Memorial Day with the Coca-Cola 600. This was the run for the Winston. 15 drivers have a chance to start that all-important race tomorrow night.
Hi-yo, Silver. Deep in the corner. Look how well this car is sticking to the bottom of the racetrack. A lot of people complaining the cars were loose and all. Earnhardt's car is flawless.
So here he comes down out of turn 4.
Into the pit road.
Now
look
watch
at the
this
speed
one.
they're carrying here.
You know, I'd like to see him qualify like this more. Now watch this, because you get to see the teamwork as well as the driver. And what a great team this is.
Boy, look at the Jackman. It's almost like watching a ballet. Everybody has something to do there. There's almost, look at the wheels already on there. Jackman's waiting. He's the last guy. That's the key. Go. And he's out of the pits.
Buddy Baryshnikov Baker.
You got
this
it.
Evening. That pit stop was a dandy. How about 10 and 8/10 seconds? Changing those tires and getting him back on the track. Earnhardt was the first car to come out and run qualifying for this $1 million showdown, $200,000 to win. And as we say, right now out here on the track, they are finishing their final moments of track. We've had hailstorms, thunderstorms, Baker storms, everything's happened here today.
There's a storm right there, folks. That number 3. You watch this guy go tomorrow night.
So here he is coming down to complete his run. This was recorded just a bit earlier. And the average speed for those 3 laps as he came up to speed, then 3 laps on the clock, including the pit stop, brought him in at 138.841. That was the mark at which they had to shoot here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, the next big run was to be Sterling Marlin's car number 4. Sterling Marlin, who's been back-to-back at Daytona in the 500 and always has those great pit stops, buddy. You're continuing to watch practice live. Now let's go back a few moments and watch the Tony Glover crew chief car number 4 carrying the Kodak colors coming on the track. His dad, Cuckoo Marlin's going to be out here shortly, one of those legends on the quarter mile. But watch Sterling coming to speed as he got ready to make his run this evening.
Boy, this is a well-prepared car. Tony Glover does a great job of getting this car really handling well. This guy right here has won the Winston Open. At one time, it was the highlight of his career, and then he started winning at Daytona, back-to-back at Daytona. I mean, he's done it all now, and he has a lot of confidence, and momentum means a lot in our sport.
36 guys came out for the Winston Open. Remember, 15 men have made it into the Winston. And that includes former champions like Darrell Waltrip, the winners from last year. 5 positions are open in that first race at 7:45 tomorrow night. So here's Marlin coming to speed, just gracefully easing that car over that big, rough 4th turn of this racetrack.
Ken, did you know every race that the 4 car has won with Sterling driving it was won at a racetrack that started with the D? Daytona, Darlington, twice at Daytona, once at Darlington. He's calling this the Charlotte.
Well, he sure looked good at the Charlotte right here. Tucks it right down on the bottom of that 1st and 2nd turn area.
Wow, you talk about, now if you want to know how to get around this racetrack, you watch the line that Sterling runs going into turn 3. He starts up high, apexes in. Now this is a good smooth line. You see a lot of drivers jerk the car to the bottom of the racetrack and then let it work up. He's coming in the pits as we speak. Look at the speed. These guys not used to this. We used to stop like this all the time. No speed limit anymore.
No speed limit for this qualifying.
For this one, right. Boy, you want to talk about something, there's a lot of pressure on these crews now. They want to be the best, and they work very, very hard. See the Jackman there, he's very poised, go. That right front man just had to get out of there, man. He jumped.
But it was 11-4. And remember, on pit road itself,
we saw a much faster stop by Earnhardt. Now, around that final time and back to the line. Get it up through those gears. How long does it take you to run all the way up to the top on this racetrack when you come out?
Sterling's already in high gear, and I would say right along there he's turning about 74, 7,500. By the time he's at the end of the back straightaway, he's close to 8,600. So that car is back up to full song right there.
So now you're watching it come out of 4, and no matter how you drive it, that's a wild ride, bouncing, rippling all over that racetrack. Here he is completing his run. That is Sterling Marlin. And as he came across...
Look at the water coming out of the back.
Folks, they had that one set. 137.520, buddy.
Boy, that's how much you can put on as far as tape is concerned. Good run, though.
Second quickest at the time. Let's take a look at Jeff Gordon's qualifying run now in car number 24. Gordon coming on the track in the DuPont Chevrolet.
Well, this guy right here, everybody says this is the next king of our sport, and he's going to have to earn that. I'll be honest with you. He's won some races. He's a tremendous race car driver. But, boy, when it comes to a favorite in the Winston and all, you have to go with somebody that's done it a bunch. This guy knows how to get around this racetrack. Won his first ever race right here at Charlotte, and he's a contender no matter what. But I would say in the next 4 or 5 years, you're looking at a guy that's really going to be the man when you come out here.
They're putting red and black out on the track as we watch this rerun right now, which means we're very quickly going to come up on the running of the Legends race. And we'll be getting to that in a moment as you watch this run by Jeff Gordon, 23-year-old, hunkers down for turn 3.
Ken, Jeff couldn't keep that car on the bottom. You see how low he is there now. He's staying on the bottom, but you see him working up higher and higher and higher. Sterling Marlin had a smoother line through the corner, but he's getting around very fast.
Okay, but the real move is into turn 1. Tell us about getting into turn 1 of this mile and a half.
Okay, you have a rise in the pavement. You see him, he started in the corner. Now, as I speak, he's right on the bottom. That's the way to get through there. His first lap, he was a little bit too high, and the car tends to get a lot of understeer, and the car wants to go up towards the wall there.
This is when he's coming in to make that run for the pits.
Youth and enthusiasm right here, boys. Look at him come down that pit road. He almost lost the camera coming in there. He come in so fast. It'd take about half of his crew to measure up to my age.
I wouldn't have said that.
I would. That's a great young group there.
A little over 12 seconds on pit road. Smokes him as he comes on. The run earlier of Jeff Gordon.
Sounds a lot like John Force coming out of there. Boy, he went up through the gears in a hurry. That car is back up to full song almost before he gets to the back straightaway. Great leave from the pits.
The Sterling Marlin run had been a 137.520. This run by Jeff Gordon, recorded just a few minutes ago, was to be completed right here at 137.337.
That car looks more set up for the race than it is for qualifying. He didn't have the line on the first go-round that most of the guys, when they're qualifying, want to run.
So we're back with you at the track, and they're just bringing the cars in. Practice has just been completed for the Winston Cup set, getting ready for that Winston Select race on Saturday night under the lights here on the mile and a half. And there you see the Legend cars getting ready for the quarter mile.
That's Donnie Allison's car there.
Place right. It'll take just a moment or two. They've got to move a few concrete walls in place. Now take a look at this. Here comes the Interstate Battery Chevrolet. Joe Gibbs' car out. Young Bobby Labonte bringing it up to speed. What a run this is to be. Rusty Wallace, a contender. Dale Jarrett, Earnhardt, Marlin. Here's Bobby Labonte getting it together. Some drivers had an unfortunate accident. Buddy?
Ken, you can see that car going through the corner there. It has absolutely no drag whatsoever. When he makes his line into the corner, the car never deviates. Watch it go through here. You can tell that car is very, very fast. Notice there's no wiggle, no bobble anywhere. That car is really tracking around this corner. Bobby Labonte's had 2 second places already. Could have won either race with just a little break here or there.
Gets it up about 8 feet, hits that 4th turn perfectly. No matter how much paving, no matter how much work that they do on that track, it still takes just plain old brute force to get it through that portion of this 1.5 miles.
There's a lot of pride in this team right here. I guarantee you that the team itself believes in Bobby Labonte, and that is very, very important for a team to gel.
Coming up now on that lap when they bring it onto pit road. And this would be the key time over and over again.
No wasted motion there. That's the perfect come into the pits. He didn't bobble or anything. Watch him come right up on the interstate battery pit board there. Whoa, smoked the tires a little. That's him coming in a little hot.
The record 139.126. Rusty Wallace 1 year ago. Away goes Bobby Labonte. That was an 11-7 pit stop. A great run back up to full speed coming down pit road.
Ken, that's one time that being faster in the pits, he wasn't the fastest guy in the pits, but that car was flying around this racetrack before he stopped.
Coming now to complete the lap. And folks, since hiding from you, Bobby Labonte had done it. He's broken the record for 3 laps here in the Winston Select Qualifier. The new mark belongs to the Joe Gibbs Racing Team. It's a 1:39.817. Mark it as 1:39.817. He's on the pole for the Winston Select. Rusty Wallace will start 2nd, Dale Jarrett 3rd, Earnhardt 4th, Marlin 5th, Rudd 6th. It'll be Jeff Gordon 7th. 8th will be Mark Martin, and right now Bill Weber is standing by with the pole sitter.
Thank you, Ken. And as you guys mentioned, a terrific season so far for Bobby Labonte, and another start tonight. Congratulations, a pole-winning run for the Winston Select.
I tell you, thanks a lot. You know, I mean, this is an awful good night for us, you know, especially for me because I wasn't even supposed to be in this thing, you know, and then I got the ride with Joe Gibbs early in the year, and he was in it by virtue of Dale Jarrett winning last year, so the rules say that it goes to the car owner or the driver, so I'm in. Then we come out here tonight or today, and through all the weather, had storms and everything, and didn't get a whole lot of practice, and kind of one of those deals, you know, we didn't know what to expect, and they said, hey, we're the best so far with the 4th one out, and had a long ways to wait, but, you know, we sat there and waited, and it all came out. The Interstate Battery Chevrolets run good in the pole qualifying. The crew did an excellent job preparing the car for not just for the 3 laps, but for since we've been here and all year long. So I'm excited about just everything right now.
How about that trip down pit road and the 2 tire stop?
Well, yeah, you know, it was pretty neat. I never got to do that much or any at all, really, and came down pit road as close as I could to pit wall because I figured if I screwed up, I have a lot more room for error. Stayed pretty straight, got back on the gas, and come down hard, and actually stopped on the signboard. Usually I don't even do that when I come in slow, so I think there was a lot of luck involved, and I got down in there and stopped and left hard, and they did a great job in the pits, and just one of those, it was a good night.
And Dale Jarrett just paid you a visit and congratulated you.
Yeah, he did. He's one of my biggest fans. He's a great guy, and you know, like I said, I guess I need to go thank him because he won a race here last fall and put pressure on me because now to get back in it, you got to win. So you know, we haven't won yet, but you know, thank goodness for Joe Gibbs Racing and the Interstate Batteries. Maybe we can get there before the year's over.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Bobby Labonte starts on the pole for the Winston Select tomorrow night here at CMS. Back upstairs.
And take a look at the positions now filled. Labonte Wallace for row 1, Jarrett Earnhardt in row 2. Going to row 3, it'll be Sterling Marlin and Ricky Rudd, followed by Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin. Going to row 5 will be Jeff Bodine and Darrell Waltrip. In row 6, it'll be Brett Bodine, you see there. Back to row 7, Dill Elliott and Elton Sawyer. Jimmy Spencer, boy, he had his problems out here tonight. Looked like he got it stuck in gear or dropped a drive shaft right on pit road, buddy.
He entered pit road faster than I've ever made a lap around here. I'll tell you, I didn't think he was going to make it, and then he got in and had clutch problems.
Let's take a look at the open grid. These are the drivers trying for those other 5 positions to fill the field. Michael Waltrip's right up in front with Lake Speed. Joe Nemechek is there with Jeff Burton. It'll be in row 3, Hut Strickland and Robert Presley. Then you'll see Rick Mast and Dick Trickle going to row 5. There's Todd Bodine and Chuck Bound with a great run for his team as he gets back underway. Derek Cope, Jeremy Mayfield. Row 7 is Dave Marcus. Nice run for him and Mike Wallace. Ward Burton, Ricky Craven, the rookie, leading rookie standings now. Loy Allen back and looking good on the inside of row 9, and Steve Grissom, Bobby Hamilton, Andretti. For row 11, there's Morgan Shepherd and Greg Sachs. Davy Jones and Joe Ruttman are in row 12. And Kyle Petty is well back with Jay Hedgecock in row 13. Didn't go like he wanted it to. Randy McDonald out of Canada and Pancho Carter from out in Indiana in row 14. Then comes Johnny Chapman, Norm Benning, Brad Teague, James Hilton by George in row 16. Good to see James back. He could have run in the Legends or in the Winston
he could
Open.
have done that, yeah.
Eric Smith and Schrader and Randy LaJoy and Ted Musgrave. Randy LaJoy had a big wild ride out of turn 4, spun it down through the grass. And Schrader, he had some real and as you look further back and to see that Musgrave, he did not start tonight, folks. That's why he's way on the rear of this field.
Yeah, Kenny Schrader had a really horrendous wreck in turn 3 on his qualifying lap, and I'm sure it's going to be a backup car for him.
We were talking about some incidents, and it was Schrader that we were speaking of, and I think we're going to get a chance to see that wreck a little later. But right now, the Legend drivers are getting ready for introductions, and we'll be back to meet the 24 stars in our special show on Sports South in a moment. We're back at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. There you see Larry Frank and Hoss Ellington getting ready to go, and Bill Weber is standing down there right now with a legend that won't be in the race but is in the heart of so many folks who remember those first wondrous days of American stock car racing.
Well, Tim Flock is sitting right here, and you looking forward to this?
Yeah, I look forward to that first one. You know, it turned out to be a demolition derby. Junior Johnson hit the pace car, and I took Junior out by blowing his tires out, but they're going to watch that from now. I think we're going to be a lot of black flags.
You think this will be fun, or are you guys out there to win this tonight?
Oh, everybody wants to win. You got some arguing power for the rest of the year and the rest of your life to outrun some of these guys.
Okay, well, Tim's got to go wave to the fans, so good luck tonight to Tim Flock, and we'll talk to some other drivers as they come around. Let's go back upstairs.
Now, we've got a lineup with 12 rows and 24 starters. And Tim Flock, who's had some heart problems and so forth, is not among that group. You can tell he's rethinking it right now like Baker was. He's ready to go play.
I guarantee you, hey, listen, this is not a game with these guys. This is their time to be in the sun again. They really want to be out here in front of this big crowd. They got a nice crowd here tonight. This isn't a game to them. They want to race.
Yeah, Frank Warren, remember the native tan Dodge? Well, it's the native tan Chevy tonight because all we have are Chevys and Fords in this field. But there's the brick house car. Certainly remember him as we ease on back through some of the. Ed Negree is going to be in that number 8. How many? 500, 600 starts on Ed? And, of course, his son, Norman Negree, building some great cars these days. We mentioned Pete Hamilton a little earlier. We'll take a look at this one. Now, there's one. Cotton Owens, the one and only. And back there, how about this? Yep. Robert Vance Allison himself, number 22, settling in. Neat fellow out there. Yeah. And having a ball. Just having a great time.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
You couldn't wipe that smile off that face with sandpaper, I guarantee you.
Robert Arthur Allison getting ready to go once again. There's Ramo. Ramo Stott, excited about tonight's action. And you can be sure that he'll put on a show for you. Remember when he sat on the pole down, they took 3 guys out of that race to get him and Terry Ryan up in front, and Cecil Gordon's with him. There's Frank, and there's Smokey Unick. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Well, here's an unusual situation. Richard Childress is being strapped into the car instead of doing the coaching. Richard, how about it here tonight? I understand you guys were out here practicing last night. You were pretty quick.
Yeah, we was having a little fun. You know, these cars are a lot of fun to drive, so we're just going to go out and have a little fun with these guys we used to race with. So I'm looking forward to it.
Everybody says it's only fun. I don't think you're out here to finish second tonight, though, sir.
Anybody, I'll tell you, it's going to be a fun deal to run, but everybody wants to do good in it.
Any secrets to your setup here tonight?
No, I asked Dale what to do a while ago, and he said just mash that right pedal.
Richard Childress looking for the win here tonight.
Mash that front bumper, too, huh?
I'm telling you. That's Dick Hutcherson going by.
Yep. Remember when he came down out of Iowa and set the world on fire?
I'm telling you. Always a contender on a dirt track. Man, he could drive one of those things.
Well, we'll get a look at a starting lineup for you. Now, how about this? There's Junior Johnson, who put on quite a show. Remember in the first Legends race 4 years ago? And with him, of course,
the great.
Yeah,
Junior Johnson.
50-time winner. I thought you were going to say Ned Jarrett there.
Both of them are great.
Both of them are great. They both won 50 races.
That's some kind of talent sitting there.
So, Ned Jarrett and Junior Johnson waving to about 30, 40,000 folks here tonight. And here comes Pancho, my favorite. We'll be back with more. Well, we're back at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and there's Bobby Allison, ready to go racing on the quarter mile. Just like Bowman Gray tonight, folks, and it's live here on Sports South. And here's your starting grid. Frank Warren, originally out of Agawam, Massachusetts, but you know him best as a Georgia driver with some 398, I guess they say. And there's Richard Brooks to start alongside, the winner of that 73 Talladega 500, remember, in that Eastern Airlines 22. Oh, row 3, Ed Negree and Sam McQuagg. Boy, can we tell Sam McQuagg stories. And then getting into row 4, you've got Jack Smith and Mel Larson. Did we leave out row 2 with Richard Brickhouse and Richard Childress? You saw that, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Row 5 is Cotton Owens and Larry Frank. Then in row 6, you have Bobby Allison and Donnie Allison. The Allison brothers back together again. For row 7 tonight, there's Bud Moore. That's little Bud Moore, of course. Remember those great Dodges he drove?
Absolutely.
The King car.
Charleston.
Yep. Elmo Langley is beside him, the winner of that first Legends race they ran 4 years back. Soapy Castles is in row 8, and Pete Hamilton, who drove those Superbirds, those great Plymouths. And then comes Ramo Stott out of Iowa from Keokuk, Cecil Gordon. Tom Pistone is there, the champion of Soldiers Field in Chicago for so many years, and came south and was involved with Tiny Lund for 3 years after Tom retired. Jim Vandiver, remember him from that first race in '69 at Talladega. Getting back into row 11, Lenny Pond, the Virginian, is back, and Cuckoo Marlin is going to cinch up. He got hurt last night, cut both of his hands after he had a real run-in with Elmo. Row 12 is Smokey Unick and Haas Ellington. Let's go back to Bill Weber.
Well, they've just fired the motors down here on pit road, and Bobby Allison is firing up his familiar number 22 Miller Highlight Legends car and working on it. We'll see if we can't jump in here. Bobby Allison, you look right in.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said, but it's all for fun.
Okay, he's firing up his car, so we'll back off. He's got 84 career Winston Cup wins. He told me a minute ago, yeah, he's going to say it's all for fun, but we'll see what happens out here tonight. See if he can pick up another victory here at Charlotte.
Yeah, that smile, that got serious all of a sudden, didn't it, Bates?
Ken, I've raced that face down in turn 3. He might say it's all for fun, but he wants to win just as bad as anybody out there believes.
So let's review again as Allison gets ready to go. We have two 15-lap segments. They'll run 15 laps, invert the field, run 15 more. And then, folks, it's an old-fashioned hold the seat of your pants and go for it 5-lap Saturday night shootout. Trophy dash.
I can't wait to see this thing start. I tell you, these guys really had more fun. I went in the garage area last night, and it was like the world of wrestling or something. Everybody grabs and starts laughing and cutting up and telling old stories. I had a great time with all these guys, and there's a lot of history right there on that one grid.
There's Mel Larson. He's getting ready for a start here tonight. Running with Jack Smith in row 4. Jack Smith won the 1960 Firecracker 250. Larson starting along, and there's little Bud Moore in car number 1, and Elmo on the outside. And then Sonny King Ford. Remember that? We've got an update on the pole sitter now.
Well, they can't get the pole-sitting car to fire down here. They're pushing it down what actually, I guess, would be the backstretch, trying to get the motor to turn over. Frank Warren's in the car, and they're sending a couple of guys down there to see if they can't get it worked on. But that's holding us up just a few seconds down here, and everybody else looks pretty much ready to go down here on the grid.
He's got it fired up. I don't know what's wrong with it. He seems to be turning around now to rejoin the field.
Brings it back. Going to run right back past the pace car. They're all shaped like either a 40 Ford or a 37 Chevy.
Which one has the most down pressure?
I'll tell you what, well, Sam,
I'm about sick of that story.
Why don't you ask Sam McQuagg? He's the one that first had that bridge on the back. Remember that?
Oh, by the way, these guys that you see with the yellow uniforms, red uniforms, their old uniforms, those are the original uniforms that they raced with years back. some people kept their shape.
Frank Warren is wearing the uniform of Marty Robbins tonight. Marty gave him that. He was so proud of it. He got it back out and has it on tonight. So we're away, pace lap. They practiced last night. They only tore up 3 cars.
I was going to say, the only thing that I can wear that I wore when I raced are socks.
Okay. I think we're going to get one, then they're going to turn loose. Let's see what we get for a start here. Richard Brooks has got the Junie Donlevy colors of the number 90, not the 22 that he won that race in Talladega with. I mean, there's a lot of options among numbers with all of, not with all of them, but with most of them, certainly.
Well, you see a couple of number 1s out there. Bud Moore's driving the one with the flag on the door. And,
Little Bud Moore.
Yeah, and then Donnie Allison, of course, is driving the famous number 1 Hawaiian Tropic that he won, I guess, here at Charlotte one time.
We got a couple of 24s. Of course, Cecil Gordon out of Horseshoe, North Carolina, and Sam McQuaig of Columbus, Georgia.
How about the pace car? Is that pretty neat?
Oh, that's pretty neat. 1 lap, folks, and we're going to go racing on the quarter mile at Charlotte.
They race these things out here all the time.
2 lap
I'll tell you
indicator
what.
to me when they went by that time, Baker.
Yeah, they got a bunch of people that race these things. They sold over 1,000 of these chassis. I'm telling you, they're very, very popular in this area.
And there must have been 500 of them here last night. Bill Weber? Whoop, we got a caution flag out. They're going to change the lineup or do something. Hold on now.
You can purchase one of these cars. There are 29 vendors of these all across the country. Earlier this year, they raced in Anchorage, Alaska, and they expect 100 of these during the next week to compete here at Charlotte. And for about 11 grand, buddy, you can jump right in one and off you go.
You heard what all the guys thought of me entering this race. They didn't like it so much, so I'll stay up here and pester Ken as much as I can.
Good pester. Getting ready for the first 15-lap sprint here tonight.
Lights are out on the pace car. He's picking up a little speed.
Frank Warren's getting a little
Frank,
jump.
easy.
Stand back. Under green.
Richard Brickhouse there in the 03, trying to get the preferred line, and does. He's got a pretty good jump off turn 2.
Pete Hamilton in the number 40. He looked really good last night. He looks like he's about ready to go racing once again.
That's Dick Brooks' first lap around the racetrack in the number 90 there.
Richard Brickhouse pushed the 03 out in front. We've got a couple that spun down here. Found themselves off, and that looks like Donnie Allison's number 1 for 1.
And Elmo
Langley. We've got the caution out in turn 3, folks.
Elmo's the defending champion in this race. I know he's not liking this too much.
Now they come back to the line with a car that had started in second. Richard Brooks in that same spot, and Richard Brickhouse sweeping up through and into the lead. Richard Brickhouse at first Winston Cup start. Let's take a look at that little incident up here and see what they were jamming into turn 3 with in the bow.
Just up in front up here. Ah, Rossi gets a little help. The 76 with Larry Frank. He gave Donnie a little bit of help there.
Larry Frank putting that front bumper that Bill Weber was talking about to good use for a moment there. We'll be back with more in a moment. 1 lap officially completed. We're back under green. Watching it live on Sports South, and Richard Brickhouse has the advantage. Diving down into turn number 1, Richard Brooks stays right in second spot. The dice is for third spot. Sam McQuaig moves down on the inside, and has Childress pinned.
Boy, Childress went almost into Cabarrus County then. I'm telling you, he had the wheels cut and nothing happened. He was pushing a little bit there.
He's got it wound up now, and here he comes back looking for Brooks. Looking for Richard Brooks in number 90. Richard Childress on the outside.
Sam McQuaig is doing a great job. He said he was having such a great time in the 24 car there. Just the third car in that picture. He's doing a super job of driving that race car.
Wild start. Ed Negree is just behind him. Mr. Consistent trying to move through, and Hamilton is trying to work his way out of the back, and Hamilton has really come on. They've just put a lap on Smokey Unick. The guy that's closing is Pete Hamilton. He is really winding through the field. Hamilton from 16th to 6th and down the inside. He's picked off another. He's up into 5th in that car number 40. Got around Mel Larson there.
You know, this is pure driving, Ken. These cars are so equal. There's no advantage at all between cars. It's all up to the driver here.
Take a look at this battle up in front. Brickhouse in front. Richard Childress is in second.
Wow, what a move on the outside.
He likes to hang it out there. And on the inside, here comes Hamilton into 4th.
Well, that's Richard Brickhouse there on the inside of Childress. He's not going to give this spot up without a fight.
Looks like Freeport Stadium used to on a Saturday night. Still have Brickhouse in front, but here's Childress again on the outside, giving it a good shot.
If he's going to mess around, McQuagg will get up under him sure as the world there. You see, Brickhouse is not going to give up without a tug. Oh, he hit the inside ripple strips there and crossed us up a little bit.
And here comes Hamilton in it in number 40, the blue number 40 on the inside, and it looks like Little Bud Moore in number 1 is right with him.
Boy, what a combination. You talk about sparks. We should see something pretty quick here.
They've completed 7 laps, and it's a dandy.
Oh, my goodness.
Around goes McQuagg. He gets nailed a little by Bud Moore, slides to the inside. Here's the 90 coming out, Richard Brooks, and another spin.
That's Cotton Owens running backwards there in the 6th. He's got her still lit up. You see, it rained here today, so it's hard to get out of the grass.
Little Bud came from 14th up to 3rd. Let's take another look at that action as the legends are at it. Sam McQuagg.
Just a little assistance from Brickhouse there. Little Bud hits the right rear corner and tears the fender up.
Another angle.
This don't get any prettier. You can show it 25 times. Brickhouse starts up there, he hits the ripple strips and gets into the left rear of McQuagg, and around he goes. Look at Pete Hamilton. Good reflexes. Bud Moore gets him on the right rear.
Bill Weber down there with Elmo Langley.
Well, our favorite pace car driver and the defending champ of this event out early, Elmo. What happened out there?
Well, I don't know. A couple of them spun. I went to the outside, and then the red car come across there in front of me. I don't know who it was. It knocked the wheels all back and everything on the one side, so I couldn't continue. I'd much rather be out there running, watching it, sitting here. Well, that's like I say, that's racing, you know.
What do you think, Elmo? Is this a just for fun deal, or this is I'm out to win deal?
Oh, it's out to win. Everybody out there wants to win that thing. They can say it's just for fun all they want to, but everybody out there wants to win. There's no doubt about that.
Well, Elmo Langley usually leading the laps under caution, but he's out tonight.
Yeah, remember that guy is an underfinanced independent back in the 60s and 70s. And remember 66, Buddy? Won himself 2 Winston Cup races down there in Spartanburg back in those days. And a month later, Manassas, Virginia, on that great 3rd mile track, he came to victory.
You know, Elmo Langley was a very, very good race car driver, but he had to run on a very limited budget most of his racing career. He would have won a lot of races had he not chose to have his own race team.
And now, of course, he helps the Winston Cup fields in each race, driving that pace car. Guys like Earnhardt just love to go up and rub him a little. Get him. Sam McQuagg standing by with Bill Weber will give you a rundown. I think we're a lap away from getting it started.
Well, Sam is standing here watching his car. Sam, a good run for you early, but what happened out there?
Yeah, I run by the guy on the outside, and he decided he'd just drive right on the inside of it up there and kind of mess mine up a little.
So it's kind of an adventure out there early, perhaps.
Yeah, but I want to win the race. I don't like to get run over like that. We're up here for fun. We're not here to run over.
Oh, sure, right.
Okay, the green flag back out.
All right.
Boy, that just tells the whole story right there.
Right.
These guys come to win the race. They didn't come out here to be knocked out.
The 66 Firecracker Corn Nichols car. All right, look at this. Here's Hamilton. He's come from 16th spot.
Little Bud right there in the number 1 car. He's trying to make a pass on the outside of Brickhouse also. They have momentum. I believe
Got a caution. Got a yellow flag. Beg your pardon, buddy.
Whoa, Pete, wrong way. Long way.
Got by. Had to be the right way.
Yeah, but he went the long way. He lost his spot back, I think. Now, it's up to the guys to settle this argument. He pulls back up in the 2nd.
Cuckoo Marlin driving with his hands wrapped up after he and Elmo wrapped them up last night. They had a real hard hit down here in turn 3 last night in practice round. Another look at what happens.
Woo, Larry
Larry
Frank again. Larry's going to have a lot of problem getting anybody to speak to him after this thing's over. No, he's really a nice guy. He's just having a lot of fun right now.
Bill Weber with a great name from the early days and that great Pontiac that he had. Jack Smith is down there. There's Jack.
Well, he's explaining to me right now what happened. Jack, you're out early.
Right. It didn't nothing happen to the car. I just could not drive the car the way I was supposed to. So I think it's better for me to get out.
Okay, so Jack Smith is a spectator as a green flag comes out.
Right.
Richard Childress leads this thing. They get the green flag down into turn 1. Pete Hamilton hot on his heels. Little Bud in number 1 there. Little Bud Moore.
Hey, this is a replay. These guys, remember when Childress was in the Grand American division of that Chevy, and Pete Hamilton was in Grand American at one time, about the same time.
Well, I tell you what.
Do it again.
You talk about sparks. Now, these two guys go at it. Richard Childress, boy, is he running well. I know he's got to be enjoying this.
There's Little Bud Moore. Ooh, gets hard on those brakes.
That left front tire. Here comes Pete Hamilton trying to make that inside. Childress seen it. Checkmate. Smoky Eunuch
going down 2 laps.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, and Hamilton used that car. Get himself a shot.
This will get good. Pete Hamilton takes the lead, and Little Bud comes right with him.
Former national sportsman champion. Up in Massachusetts in those days, the Worcester Sand and Gravel modifieds for the national title against Bugsy Stevens, Greenie Charland. Smooth driver.
Little Bud give him a little tap just to remind him I am still back here.
Yeah, and Little Bud's good at that.
Whoa, we have one here. Hoss Ellington's got a left front bent down pretty bad on this race car.
Looks like a Saturday night quarter-mile track, doesn't it? Yellow is out.
We see who the principal players in that little act were.
Donnie Allison. Here's some of what happened.
Looks like Hoss spins, and no, that is Donnie spinning. Hoss runs right up over him in the 61 car, Hoss Ellington.
Serious racing here on Sports South. The return of the legends at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 10 laps complete in this first segment. Another look.
Okay, Donnie's in the red car on the outside there. You see him right there. He decides, whoa, around he goes. He gets just a little high out of the groove there. Hoss Ellington tried to make the move on the outside, couldn't quite clear him.
Wow. Gee, Donnie was here and he raced for Haas back in '76.
Yeah, that'll be some conversation there.
They'll chat that one up a little.
Little Bud gives him another little snugger.
Well, that's what that bumper's for, isn't that what he said?
Oh, yeah, that's just a reality check, just to let him know I'm still here. I'm still trying. Watch your mirror, miss your line, and I'll take your spot.
Okay, battle for the lead.
If he passes Pete Hamilton on the outside, he's going to get the Attaboy Award from me, I'll tell you that. You see Pete pulling back.
Yep.
Now, Bud's going to mess around there and get outside that groove and let Childress get up beside him if he's not careful. The third car in the shot there, number 3, is Richard Childress.
White flag is out. This is it for the checkers, folks. Hamilton stays in front, then they'll invert them. This will put him all the way in the rear for the second round.
Whoa.
Here comes
outside, Bud Moore.
Beautiful run by Bud Moore to the line. Not enough. Give it to Hamilton by about half a car length. So Pete Hamilton from 16th spot wins. Little Bud Moore comes in second. Childress is third. And Richard Brickhouse will come home in fourth with Richard Brooks in fifth. And let's go back to, yeah, they're talking about the handling characteristics there. Yes, indeed. All right, here's Bill Weber.
With Donnie Allison, who was smiling a minute ago, but disappointed that he's out of this race early.
Yeah, I sure am. I got knocked out early and had to go all the way to the rear. And then I come up probably to 5th or 6th or 7th place, somewhere like that, really running good. And there's a couple guys out there that are, you know, they're just out there playing around having a good time, but they'll run into you. And went down in the corner and got a little sideways turn around there, and somebody hit me and knocked the ball joint out of it or something. But I was having a lot of fun.
Donnie Allison's given us all a lot of fun, but he's out of the rest of this event. Let's go back upstairs.
And he gave us some great moments here at Charlotte. Won here in 1976 in October, and a great performance. His 7th of 10 Winston Cup wins. Back in a moment. Take a look at how they finished that first 15-lap sprint. There's number 40, Hamilton in front, and little Bud Moore from Charleston, South Carolina, coming after.
You see that smoke coming out of there? That's off the brakes. They really use these brakes. You see Bud trying to make that move on the outside. Not quite enough. He loses by about a car length there, but he never give up.
And the top 10 finishers from that first round: Hamilton, Moore, Childress, Brickhouse, Dick Brooks, the top 5. A little further back in the field, Ramo Stott came home in 6th, followed by Bobby Allison, Lenny Pond, Neil Castles, and Tom Pistone. And those are really unofficial, right? But this is like a Saturday. And right now, Bill Weber is standing by with Hoss Ellington.
And we were just chatting here. You were fast in practice. Had a car that could have won tonight, but out of the race.
It did. I tell you, when I come to real in a hurry, and I really fighting the traffic, and I just hate to hit Donnie, my former driver there, but he got crossed up, you know, going in between 1 and 2, and there wasn't no way I could go. I went to outside, and he just met me with the right, left front, so just took us both out, and I hate that, because we had a good shot at the race.
A racing incident has Hoss Ellington out of it tonight.
And we'll be back with more from the Return of the Legends, live here on Sports South at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pete Hamilton, 63 wins, starts, and 4 great wins. And they were with that Petty team in the first 3 events. And he's on the point for the second 15, which is a little interesting because the rules were they're going to invert the field. Rules just got changed.
Ken, they watched him in that first segment, and they said, if we invert this field, we won't have
any
enough
cars.
of a third.
There won't be a 5-lap showdown. It'll be the pace car and whatever we can put back together from 3 other cars. So they're going to run them straight up. Now that means Richard Childress is down on the inside in row 2. Brickhouse is on the outside of that row 2. Richard Brooks is right along on the bottom of row 3 as they get ready for a start. Hamilton and Bud Moore gets the jump. Boy, does he get the jump. Let's see if we got a spinner. It's Childress, and he gets nailed by Bobby Allison. Hold the phone.
I hope both those guys get going again. Bobby was just in the wrong place at the right time.
No green. Yellow is out.
Watch this. Little Bud don't know the yellow's out yet.
He's about to find out big time. All right, now they've got to reinvent this field. Little reorganization ready to go. Take another look at this one.
Childress gets off a little slow here. He gets in really hard on the bottom. You see, he makes contact with Brickhouse, and he probably locks the brakes up, and around the 3 goes. Here comes Bobby Allison, bing, right into the right front wheel.
Second angle on that one.
Oh, that was a little more than a tap.
Yeah.
He really whacked him one.
You see who's coming on? Ramo Stott out there.
Let me tell you why. He's a great dirt driver, and these cars run really loose, and they're overpowered for the wheelbase they have.
Now, let's get a critique on performance tonight. We have Sterling Marlin here. How do you think your dad... Well, Bill Weber can ask him all this.
Well, I'll go ahead and ask him. How's the old man doing tonight, Sterling?
Need to pull him in and talk to him. He ain't doing too good. He's got to get a little meaner, a little aggressive.
Yeah, no radio communication. So did you give him a pre-race coaching session?
Well, me and a couple crew guys went down there, and my son talked to him before the race and tried to help him. Don't look like we done no good.
No, well, maybe he can come through the pack here, perhaps?
He's coming up, but Tristan's helping him a lot. So he's 22nd. I think he's 14th now.
But look forward to tomorrow for us, Sterling, in the Winston Select.
We, I think we got a pretty good car. We're a little tight tonight. Adjust on it, but we can fix it. I think we'll be in real good shape tomorrow night.
Sterling Marlin, a very interested spectator here tonight and a participant tomorrow.
Sterling Marlin was, what, 5 or 6 years old. He used to work on his dad's cars out there in the shed in the farm. 1 to go. And as they get ready to crank him up, I think we're going to see Ramo Stott up there in 4th or 5th. You see their double file up front, then single file. This looks like Saturday night, doesn't it?
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
If I was little Bud, I'd sweat right
Only
now.
Friday. All right, we return to the legends and watch those two up in front. Hamilton on the inside, and on the outside, little Bud Moore.
Oh, Bud's way wide there.
Ooh, he likes that outside, though. Hangs it right out there. Did all through that last race and pulled all the way up through. Look at Brickhouse down to the inside in third. Now for the lead, Hamilton.
Ramo Stott goes into third place. You're right. He is on the move towards the front.
Boy, he uses those brakes well, doesn't he, buddy?
Yeah, you can see he's really leaning on those. Pete Hamilton's using them up pretty well too. Little Bud moves to the outside. He's going to try to make this thing work.
You watch. He'll take a shot on the inside here, another lap or two.
If he gets under Pete Hamilton, he'll be in a wreck.
Ooh, Bobby Allison moving up through. Gets under Cuckoo and Cecil Gordon.
All right, Bobby's still going strong. The car looks
and
like
Larry
it's in good shape.
And he comes after Mel Larson. Now for the lead.
Whoa,
oh, they got it.
There we go. That had to happen.
How do you do?
And I can't go. I've fallen and I can't get up. Right there it is, folks. Oh, Pete.
Well, brought out another caution.
There he goes.
Yeah.
How do you do? Where are you going? Wherever you do.
See, that's the difference between these days and those days.
Yeah.
In those days, those two would have been out of those cars so fast, right?
I'm waiting
and
to
you'd
see.
have seen the helmet swinging. And all right, here's another look.
That's pretty out. Ooh wee. No, that's just before it happened. They're going down the back straightaway right now, going into turn 3. Little Bud makes a hard run into the corner on the outside. He goes in, they make contact right there, and the rest is, as they say, in the funny paper.
And it's the age-old argument. Did he pinch him? Did he have the line? Huh?
The end result is the same. Peel my fender off and let me go. Little Bud continues on.
Little Bud Moore in number 1. Go for Bondi Long. Ooh, looks like the right rear is not quite as healthy as it was when the race started. And Pete Hamilton, who we saw drive for Gene White years ago in that Camaro, and then move on with the Petties and surprise everyone at Daytona,
Tells you a lot about
Talladega.
that tells you a lot about these legend cars. Little Bud's going to the pits right now. It's running a little sideways down through there, but Pete Hamilton is able to continue on.
So they're in the back, and it's going to be fun to watch those two try to traipse up through the field. That's only with 2 laps complete. Take a look at the running order. Ramo Stott finds himself in front with Brickhouse in second. Lenny Pond is now in third with Dick Brooks in fourth. Tiger, Tom Pistone is in fifth. As they bunch him up a little, and Cotton Owens is trying to make a nice, easy move on the start to take 5 guys before the flag falls.
Cotton Owens cheats just as much as he used to when he run modified. See,
yeah.
He used to get the jump on guys, I'm telling you. He comes from about 15th to 4th.
You're just trying there. Now, look at this. Pistone down to the inside in the 59. Gets a wheel in there, and he's on his way.
The 31 car, Jim Bannister.
Take a short break and bring you back with a 5-lap shootout as Keokuk, Iowa's Ramo Stott takes the second round. Charlotte Motor Speedway, and take a look at the top 10 from the second 15 laps. 5 to go. Ramo Stott is there, and Lenny Pond is in second. Then it's Dick Brooks, Richard Brickhouse, Tom Pistone for the top 5, and a little further back in that one, Cotton Owens up to 6. Hamilton made a great comeback to 7th. 8th is Neil Castles, then Bobby Allison, and Ed Negree. And we'll take a quick break and then come back and run off the Trophy Dash 5 laps. There's the winner of the second 15-lap segment. The legends return to Charlotte. Ramo Stott. Nice hat, Ramo. Might not have won one, but he came so close, missed it by a car length in 1972 at Talladega. James Hilton just barely inched him out. So we're ready to go for it. Want to make a prediction?
I was just looking at that hat and that shirt. That's probably the first time nothing matched.
Not with Ramo. Got another legend that's not racing tonight, but that is standing by. Bill?
Well, a legend behind the wheel and a legend now behind the microphone doing radio broadcast here in Charlotte tonight. And we're going to try and see if we can't jump in here. A legend not racing tonight in Benny Parsons. What's the deal?
Well, I'm working. Can't you see? I'm working.
Yeah, but I know you. If you have a chance to get behind the wheel, you're getting in.
See, you don't know me because you know why I quit driving?
Why is that, Benny? It's only a half-hour show, Benny.
I got tired of getting my butt beat every Sunday, and, you know, I don't want to go out here and get my butt beat again by these guys. And let me tell you something. They would have done it. Ramo Stott is really running good out there.
And they're tearing up some equipment as well.
Yeah, well, I knew they was going to do that. I'm surprised they didn't tear up more equipment.
Benny Parsons doing the radio tonight here in Charlotte as the field rolls out for the final 5 laps.
Boy, that's the observation, huh,
Hey,
Baker?
let me tell you, it's not over yet, folks. 5 laps, they can tear up this entire field in 5 laps.
Ramo Stott is up in front. Lenny Pond will start second. Then Richard Brooks is in third. Brickhouse will start in fourth. It'll be Pistone in fifth, and in sixth is Cotton Owens.
1 lap. We'll go back green.
Hamilton is in seventh. In eighth is Frank Warren. Bobby Allison is back there in ninth, and Sophie Castles starts in 10th.
Ken, is there a sleeper?
Well, if it was 7 laps, I'd say Hamilton will make quite a run. But 5, he's going to get pinched to do that. Ramo runs so well, and he's so smooth and always was. Great star in those Iowa dirt
Here they
tracks.
go.
Yep, here we go. Great jump by Ramo. Oh, what a nice move.
Brickhouse tries to get
wide.
underneath. Dick Brooks makes it 3 wide as they go by the flag stand.
And Hamilton tries to get under Pistone. That'll be fun. Out in front, Ramo Stott draws away. Lenny Pond stays
Here
right
comes
with
Pete
him.
Hamilton. Good grip off the corner. Pistone's trying to make a move on the outside, Ken.
Yeah, and Pistone knocked off Hamilton. It comes after Brick. Ooh, got it a little sideways. Great show. 1 complete of the final 5.
Boy, that inside, if you just get half a car up on the inside, you make the pass, but that is tough to give it up.
Ramo Stott for the lead. Lenny Pond in second. Brooks in third. And the remainder of the field.
Cotton Owens had something happen. Oh,
he and Larry
I think
Frank.
we just found out.
Yellow is out, racing back to the flag. It'll be Stott down to it. Lenny Pond coming up.
Dick Brooks here in third already. I'd say Cotton got the right front is gone. I don't mean bent. It's gone. There it is.
There it was.
Look how bad that rim has been. That's the coilover right there with the shock absorber and the spring right on the outside on the right front. That's all that's there.
Well, that...
Look at Cotton.
Yeah, remember 6. Oh, Cotton's out. He's used to that, though. He's walked away from the field. Take another look here.
That's Cotton Owens on the outside. Larry Frank comes up. They make a little contact there. You see the wheels turn to the left.
Bingo. So the master mechanic, Cotton Owens, who himself won 8 Winston Cup races back in the early days, Grand National days, before becoming a car owner. He itched to get out here and go. Let's go down there with Bill Weber. He's got Cotton there right now, I think.
Yeah, Cotton's looking over the car, taking off the helmet, and Cotton, how about it tonight? How was it out there?
Was it paying $1 million to win the Stadburn race?
I think it was 2.
$2 million? I thought so.
Obviously, some guy's not out there just for fun. Is that what you're telling us, Cotton?
It didn't look like it to me.
Cotton, how about, does this bring back memories perhaps of the Bakers and the Pearsons for you?
Well, it wasn't this. They had more sense than this. I think their damn ages got to them.
Cotton Owens calling it as he sees it tonight here in Charlotte.
Oh, man, I love it. I've seen that face before.
Have you? You ever get chewed out really good by Cotton?
Let me tell you, that's a professional chewer there. I'm telling you. Woo. $2 million, he said. Well, Larry Frank's been toying with this. He finally got her done. Wow. Those two guys are great guys. You know, they'll do that, and tomorrow morning they'll call each other up and start laughing. I mean, really
Well, maybe
hard.
the day after. Baker won the 70 Southern 500 for Cotton Owens, and Cotton made a comeback one time. He made a comeback in 1964. Went to Richmond with David Pearson. They had identical cars. When the race was over, he beat him. Yeah, first and second. Pearson took second. And maybe that was just being wise, huh?
Well,
didn't want to.
Let me tell you, David Pearson was the second biggest winner in all of history in racing.
He would have taken it.
He knows what's going on.
We've got the 3 laps complete, folks, and 2 to go. You're watching it live on Sports South. The Legends returned.
Wow. Good show. Good
Getting
show.
down for a start. Being told that Richard Brooks has never driven one of these things before.
That's
See,
amazing.
he's an
He hadn't even seen this car 30 minutes before the race tonight.
Well, he hadn't seen a super speedway before he came from Porterville, California, and ran Daytona.
Yeah.
3 to go. 3 laps to go. They're pulling one back, and they're pulling Larry Frank's car back. Pace car brings him by, and we're getting set to get this one honking again.
Yep, the lights are out. This guy better hurry up in that pace car. These guys are not playing. They're racing in the middle of the back straightaway.
Bobby Allison's making that move in that 22 down the inside as he tried to scoot through. Stone shut the door.
Ramo Scott is getting tremendous fight in the corner. You see him driving that car very hard. Lenny Pond on the
Pete Hamilton gets spun.
Wow,
big time. He really stood it up there.
Looks like he and Pistone might have made contact. That's Neil Castle
They're
in
getting
the 06.
cleared away, and Yellow's coming back out another time. I think we'll have 2 to go. Got one in.
A 5-lap race we're watching here.
Yeah, but this is quarter-mile racing on
Can we get breakfast in here?
Take a look at what happened to Pete Hamilton a moment ago.
Okay, here's Pete on the outside. Just behind him is Tom Pistone, and
That's
Brooks
Richard
got
Brooks.
into him. Woo, he almost went over. Car got on 2 wheels there.
Quarter-mile action tonight. The Legends have returned to Charlotte, and they are dishing it out, mixing it up.
Brooks hits these ripple strips on the inside and gets over into Hamilton. Look at that car. Half gainer.
Pete Hamilton had a few of those. He had one at Albany, Saratoga like that one time years ago, and it didn't go just that way. It went all the way about 4 times.
Look where they're starting this time.
And now they're 4 wide as they get ready to come down for the flag.
Baby.
Something's got to give right here, and guess who's in the middle?
Look at Bobby Allison.
Robert Allison is making his move. Bobby Allison came up through 2.
He's in 4th place right now. He is making a charge towards the front.
And Richard Brooks tries to take that 4th place away. Ramo Scott stays in the lead. Lenny Pond in 2nd.
Oh, Lenny gets in the back of Ramo.
We could stand about another 15 laps of this.
Yeah,
This is good stuff.
You bet.
2 to go. Stott in front, Pond in 2nd. Brickhouse is 3rd. Richard Brooks in 4th. Bobby Allison the 5th. Jim Vandiver is in 6th. In 7th, it is Pistone, and back up into 8th moves number 40.
White flag.
White flag
1
is
to
out.
go. Ramo, hold her on the bottom. I don't believe Lenny Pond can get you, but anything can happen in these races.
A couple of really smooth professionals from bygone days out in front. Ramo Stott and Lenny Pond lead them down to the final lap.
The Keokuk Express wins. Ramo Scott. Boy, you think he'll brag a little bit tomorrow about this or what?
Ramo Stott, Lenny Pond, Richard Brickhouse, the top 3, followed by Richard Brooks, Bobby Allison, and Pete Hamilton. The Legends return to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. They've had a lot of fun, and so have we. Back with more in a moment. Ramo Stott taking the lap of honor. Victorious here in the Legends race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And this lap has taken him around the quarter mile, out onto the super speedway, back and forth. He's really enjoying this thing.
Ken, exact prepared race cars. This means a lot to this guy because I've heard him say so many times, I never really had the top-notch ride. Tonight, everything was even. He comes out number 1. To him, he's won them all now.
When Ramo Stott started, one time out there in Iowa, they told him they had to change things for safety, and they had to put roll bars in the cars. And he didn't have any roll bars, and he actually took an old bedstead and put it in the back of his car, propped it up in there, and said, that'll do just as good. And he went out and won the main event. Long time ago. A lot of memories with Ramo Stott as we take a look at the top 5 here in this showdown event, the final moment. Pete Hamilton came back to 5th. Richard Brooks was in 4th, Brickhouse 3rd, Lenny, and then Ramo Stott up on top. That's how they finished, and that means that Bobby Allison got aced out just at the finish line. Folks from R.J. Reynolds about to present the championship award to a great driver, Ramo Stott. And out in the Midwest, well, they celebrated him in Victory Lane hundreds of times on those dirt tracks. Came down, ran Daytona, ran Talladega, and as we mentioned, came so close, had it most of the day, and then James Hilton had his greatest moment when he won in that Talladega race.
I tell you what, he was a great race car driver. I watched him run on dirt before. I mean, he had it together. Look at that face. You couldn't buy it. Let me tell you, he wouldn't take a Rolls Royce for that trophy. I'm telling you right now. Look, he's got all the guys. They signed his helmet that were in this race, too. That's something to see.
The Keokuk Chief, Ramo Stott, looking just as good as he ever did on a half-mile dirt.
That's T. Wayne Roberts from RJR.
We'll get an interview with him in a moment, get him the trophy out, talk to Ramo. Gee, Baker, can't get much more fun out of a race than what we had here tonight.
Man, I really enjoyed it. I'm telling you right now.
Watching Bobby Allison looking very strong. Pete Hamilton, he looks like he's ready to go racing. And little Bud Moore.
Proving one thing, you don't have to run 200 miles an hour to have a lot of action.
And how about Lenny Pond? Smooth performance. Those old dirt drivers that were used to racing and losing their brakes and having to go 50 laps, 75 laps some nights with no brakes whatsoever, made it pay off.
Well, Pete Hamilton come from the back 3 different times and ended up 5th. That's quite a job.
Let's go to a Bill Weber and meet our champion.
Okay, Ramo's taking off the helmet. Congratulations. Welcome to Victory Lane.
Thank you very much. It's well appreciated.
Tell us about your eventful evening out there.
Well, you know, I knew it was going to be hard all week long because these cars are all pretty much prepared. And I know Richard Childers was right up there, and I know Pete Hamilton was running real good the other day, and I knew it was going to be a nip and tuck deal, just to kind of wait and see what happens. And I was sitting back there waiting and seeing what happened, and the next thing you know, I'm out in the lead in this thing. I said, now all I got to do is keep it.
Ramo, how about some of those restarts actually occurring on the back stretch, I believe?
Yeah, I thought, gee whiz, I had that thing won 4 times, and a caution come out. I thought, now how lucky can I get? Now they're gonna strategy me out. I says to myself, I says, all I could do is just hope for the best and go in there and do it what I could. Hi, Bobby. Good.
Well, Bobby Allison's ready. Bobby, come on in here for a second. We'll do a little ad lib here.
With Bobby.
Bobby, how about that? How about that day out there?
That was some real going after it out there, and Ramo really had his hooked up, really understood the feel of the car good or something, because boy, I'll tell you, he was fast.
Yeah. Well, you made quite a move there on that last restart. We thought maybe you were coming to the front.
Well, I thought the guy was going to go, and he didn't go, and I was already on the gas, and so I had to dive to the inside, but it wasn't a move that was worth really making any ground.
Let me ask you guys both this final question. How's it feel to be back in that car?
They're fun cars, you know. They from day one, I felt like the Legend cars would be really fun, and they are.
Ramo, how about it?
Well, I'd like to get my grandson in one. Maybe they'll give me this one, you think? No, I'm just kidding. But my grandson, he's old enough to run one, and it would be an ideal thing for him to get started in. It's an ideal, like my wife said the other day, she went down through the pits on the Legend cars. There's old people, there's young people, there's rich people, there's poor people. Everybody's having a good time.
And that was the purpose of tonight. The Winston Legends have successfully returned to Victory Lane. Ramo Stott is the celebrator tonight.
The celebrator, huh?
I'm telling you what, that made the whole thing worthwhile.
All right, we'll be back for a final thought in just a moment, folks. Ramo Stott in Victory Lane at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get back down to that Victory Lane area, and they're all in there. Bill, who's next?
Well, I'm standing here with Pete Hamilton, who's reminiscing. And, Pete, a very exciting evening out there, some eventful moments for you.
Yeah, I guess so. I got going pretty good in the first heat, and then the second heat, then Bud and I got together. I kind of got a little messed up and had to go to the back. And we kind of got back up through there pretty good. Caught another little thing, got up in the air. So I think I was in the air as much as I was on the asphalt.
How about that last lap?
Yeah, that was exciting. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, we had fun.
And I think everybody did tonight. Pete Hamilton, let's go back upstairs.
So, Ramo Stott, who led 18 of the 35 laps, came from 17th starting position to defeat Lenny Pond, who started out as a Winston Cup Rookie of the Year. Richard Brickhouse for third. Looking further back in the field, let's review those other spots. Bobby Allison coming home with a great finish tonight. And then you have Cecil Gordon Larson. All the way back was Larry Frank in 15th. Then you go to Cotton Owens. Remember, he crashed, and these are really the car. Well, Smokey finished, but he was so far back, about 5 or 6 laps down. That tells you the story. And in the grand finale of the night, you see the final standings, and that final run for the checkers is won this evening by Ramo Stott. For Buddy Baker and for Bill Weber, we've had fun as the legends have returned to commence the 36th annual Speed Festival here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.